Welcome to the League of Nerds comic book segment number 37. I'm John Cooney here to talk to you about comics released the 17th of October 2012. And we'll start off with my first five, meaning these are the first 5 books I intend to read this week, starting with number 1, X-FACTOR number 245. Now, every time X-FACTOR comes out, I gush about how it's my favorite book, so naturally it's going to be at the top of my list this week because I just love the job that Peter David does in writing this book. But specifically, this issue is a conclusion to the last 5 issues that are really changing the face of X-FACTOR. The solicit for the book says 2 characters find their lives irrevocably altered, and when the smoke clears, the team's roster will be nearly halved. And we already know that Havoc is part of the Uncanny Avengers last week, and we'll see some changes that would certainly impact the team because of that. But I'm anxious to see where they're going with this, and of course what they do beyond it. At number 2 this week, we've got Walking Dead number 103. I'm excited for Walking Dead this week with the premiere of the season 3 on AMC. And I know Brandon asked me to give my zombie kill of the week. I think it has to be the gas mask half-face zombie. But as far as the book goes, the solicit for the book says it's a new beginning for The Walking Dead. Rick Grimes is no longer in charge and nothing will ever be the same again. It's such a perfect jumping on point it could easily have been a new first issue, but instead, the world's best-selling creator-owned comic just keeps moving forward with 103 and counting. Now, I think they might have been taking a shot at Marvel with that solicit and the whole relaunch and Marvel Now initiative and, of course, the DC relaunch last year, but they are making this a place to jump on, but people who are familiar with the TV series might not like where they're at. But it is a great book, and again, as I've said before, this is a very character-driven book that just happens to be set in a post-apocalyptic zombie universe. At number 3, I've got Harbinger number 5. This book by Valiant Comics is nostalgic for me because I remember the initial Valiant Comics 20 years ago, and I like what they're doing with these new series. They're telling the stories of the characters in a new way, and yet still staying true to the origins that they have. So this is a reboot of the Valiant universe, so we're getting a fresh look at these characters, and I like the way the stories are being told. In Harbinger, the solicit for this week says that Toyo Harada and Peter Stanchik, master and apprentice, creator and destroyer, alpha and omega, humanity's most powerful psionic, Pete Stanchik has been run to ground. His few friends and family are gone. He's loved by no one, and at the lowest point in his brief 18-year existence, he has been drugged, deceived, and deluded by a corporate master. But now he's finally had enough. Tonight, the human race will find out exactly how powerful he is. Tonight, the boy who has nothing will go to war against the man who has everything. And soon the Valiant universe will discover that everything has an end, even the world. Now, pairing with Harbinger 5, my number 4 book is Manowar number 6, another of these Valiant relaunch books. Manowar is a powerful story that I really enjoyed originally and am enjoying even more now in this relaunch. The solicit for that says, Ninjak vs. Manowar Round 2. Eric is bonded with the most powerful weapon in the universe, but his command of the sentient Manowar armor will lead him to cross swords with Ninjak, the world's most skilled weapons specialist. Hired by members of the Vine, hidden deep within Earth's governments, Ninjak has been sent to bring the Manowar armor in at any cost. It's raw power versus stealth and cunning in the second installment of this espionage-edged thriller that pits 2 of Valiant's most popular heroes against each other to the death. Now, again, as I said, with both of these books, they have this familiar feel of the stories that I remember reading 20 years ago, and that was a special time for me when I had a comic book shop that was during this whole Valiant era of comics. And so these stories really hold a special place for me, and it's nice to see them doing justice to them here. Speaking of nostalgia, at number 5, I've got Before Watchmen, Minutemen number 4, and Darwin Cook's retro style of art and storytelling really fits this book well. I can't imagine anybody else doing it better. The story is solid and creative, yet it fits perfectly into the continuity that was established in the original Watchmen series. It feels like it's filling the gaps in the backstory legitimately while touching on points that were part of the foundation that made Watchmen such a success, the rich history that the book had developed for itself. With such a complete world for its characters, Many argued against this exploration into the history behind that original series for fear that it would be tangential, and yet Cook proves here that you can work within the recognized parameters and still find room to draw out some great and interesting interactions with these characters. And it's like you're discovering a lost chapter from the series rather than reading new material, and that's a task that's not easily accomplished, so I give them credit for it. Rounding out the rest of the top 10 at number 6, we've got Ultimate Comics Spider-Man number 16. This is the Spider-Man conclusion of United We Stand. Will Miles Morales become a member of the Ultimates? At number 7, we've got Avengers vs. X-Men Consequences number 2, spinning directly out of AvX number 12. We find out what happens next and what ramifications will the fallout of AvX have on the Marvel Universe. At number 8, we've got Red Hood and the Outlaws number 13. This is the conclusion of Starfire's battle for the throne of Tamarin as she's reunited with her sister Blackfire, and plus the appearance of someone very bad from Jason Todd's past. At number 9, we've got New Avengers number 31. End Times have arrived. This is the final explosive arc for longtime Avengers writer Brian Michael Bendis. And now that the New Avengers have sacrificed all that they had to fight the Phoenix, many are asking hard questions. Is it time for New Avengers to call it quits? Meanwhile, one of the New Avengers' deadliest foes hatches his elaborate plot for revenge. And at number 10, we've got Uncanny X-Men number 20, also dealing with the fallout of AvX in this title. And we can't say much without spoiling AvX. Now for the best of the rest of the books out this week. From DC Comics, we've got Birds of Prey number 13. The team crosses paths with a cult of assassins that has ties to Katana, and a new arc starts in the wake of a team member's betrayal. We've got Catwoman number 13 now. The cover of this book promises it to be a Death of the Family prologue, but I was a little disappointed in Batgirl number 13 last week, making similar claim. But we start with the new series writer Anna Seni taking Catwoman to deep undercover. Catwoman is the best thief in the world, but stealing another person is a new challenge. This is the true origin of Selena Kyle revealed. We've got Justice League number 13. The League takes on a villain destined to be one of the greatest threats to the DC Universe in the year ahead, the mysterious Cheetah. But who is she, and what is her connection to Wonder Woman? And how will this fundamentally change the relationship within the team? We've got Nightwing number 13. Lady Shiva makes her new 52 debut. Why has one of the world's most deadly assassins returned to Gotham City? We've got Supergirl number 13. Supergirl in an all-out battle with a new deadly version of an old foe. And check out Kara's very own Fortress of Solitude. We've got Wonder Woman number 13. A terrible betrayal forces Wonder Woman to make a deal with the gods, who want her dead. Ares, god of war, takes a sudden interest in the amazing Amazon. From Marvel this week, we've got Avengers Assemble number 18. This is the explosive conclusion to the Avengers Cosmic Odyssey. Will the Avengers and the Guardians of the Galaxy be able to stop Thanos from his quest to make Earth the throne world of his new empire? The explosive fallout from this storyline will change one of the Avengers' lives forever as a brand new Marvel initiative spins out of this series. We've got Daredevil number 19. The streets of New York run red with blood. Matt's mind unravels as the Coyote creates chaos. We've got Hawkeye number 3. What is the Vagabond Code? Barton and Bishop mean double the Hawkeye and double the trouble. We've got Marvel Now .1 number 1. We get a first look at a lot of the Marvel Now in this special .1 issue that features prologues to several of the new number 1 titles, including Ant-Man FF, S.H.I.E.L.D., which includes Agent Coulson, who we saw last year in Battle Scars alongside the new Nick Fury. We've got Nova, we've got Young Avengers, we've got Guardians of the Galaxy, and we've got Cable and X-Force. We've also got Ultimate Comics Iron Man number 1, The Demon in the Armor. What dark motivation drives reckless Tony Stark to be one of Earth's greatest heroes, and who or what is the Ultimate Mandarin? Out in trades this week, we've got Mind the Gap Volume 1, Intimate Strangers. Elle Peterson is young, wealthy, and beautiful, and there's a reason someone tried to kill her. Only Elle doesn't remember any of this. Mind the Gap is a new series by Eisner Award-winning writer Jim McCann, and it's a mystery with a paranormal twist. Elle, in a spirit form detached from her comatose body, must not only unravel the mystery of her attacker's identity and motive, but in her entire life as well. Who can she trust? In both this world and in the gap she exists in that lies between life and death, filled with twists and turns, Elle's life isn't the only one turned upside down by the attack on her. Deceit, secrets, and hidden agendas are everywhere in a story where everyone is suspect and no one is innocent. This collects Mind the Gap number 1 through 5, and I've talked about this book because I like it. It's got a lot of mystery to it, kind of like Morning Glories, the feel that we get in Morning Glories, where we're looking for clues within the story throughout the telling. Another trade out this week is Avenging Spider-Man, My Friends Can Beat Up Your Friends trade paperback. Now, I mentioned that I like the Avenging Spider-Man book because it reminds me of the old Marvel team-up, and they're playing on that here. This list, it says, he's been amazing, he's been spectacular, and he's been sensational. Now Spider-Man is doing a little avenging, and he brought a few of his pals along for the ride. Spider-Man has a proud tradition of fighting side by side with heroes from across the Marvel Universe, and now that he's a card-carrying member of both the Avengers and the Fantastic Four, he can't go far without swinging into a teammate or two. The Red Hulk, the hot-headed Hawkeye, the legendary Captain America, and Spidey bonds with Earth's mightiest heroes, collecting Avenging Spider-Man number 1 through 5. Well, that's it for me this week. As usual, plenty of other books that I didn't get to that are out this week, so be sure to check your local comic book shop and see what else is available this week. And be sure to let me know if there are any books that I'm overlooking that you'd like to have me consider for these reviews. You can let me know at my comic book blog, he'sgotissues.com, and you can always check in there to see what I'm reading as I'm reading it, as well as leave me your feedback. So until next week, I'm John Cooney, and I've got issues.